Hi, Miss Nova. I'm going to stay right here because I'm sure you're going to grace Olivia and I with your presence here momentarily. Good morning, Nova. What's different about today? What's here today that wasn't here yesterday? Do you notice anything, Nova? I wonder if our followers notice anything. Just something's off, Nova. I
It's a
can't
little different,
tell, you
just a
know.
little.
And it's out of the ordinary. I feel like I haven't seen much of it this season either. What could it be? And I'm not talking about Tiger Chuffs
No.
from one of the best chuffers here at the sanctuary. Welcome everyone. You are tuned in live here to the Wildcat Sanctuary. Jill Abbott answering my quiz right off the bat. It is snowy here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. There is the proverbial white stuff. It officially has made its way to the Wildcat Sanctuary for surprisingly kind of one of the few snows that we've had this winter. Admittedly, Olivia, I don't want to tempt Mother Nature too much because today was just the first course, the
Yeah.
appetizer, if you will. And coming Sunday uh, into kind of into through Monday and maybe into Tuesday will be a lot more of this white stuff. So we can celebrate it while we can, as always, regardless, even though it's been a kind of an odd winter. We here at the Wildcat Sanctuary are never caught flat-footed with weather like this. And today has been lots of preparation and anticipation for the snow coming, getting some shoveling done now, kind of carving out what our emergency protocol is if we have severe, heavy, wet snow like we did last spring. So definitely getting our ducks in a row, but rest assured, and as you all know, it's certainly one of the reasons why you support us. We're ready for any and all situations, even though it's been a light snow winter. We might be getting whipped with a little heavy snow at the end of winter. We are more than ready for it. Bonjour, Vivi. Thanks for joining us today. Nancy Hodels here saying happy Friday.
Happy
Are you here,
Friday.
Olivia? Are you
I'm
over
here.
there?
I'm
Yeah.
admiring the snow and the beautiful tiger in front of us. All the
Yeah.
cats have been enjoying the snow, and I have too.
Julia Triskel is here. Pardon me for butchering your last name. Julia T. Here comes Nova. If I can zoom out fast enough. Yowzer. Um, get into the comments, say hi to the folks here. We are over in Wild Woodlands. I have Nova right here, saying hi to us, being the very social tiger as we know her as. And then of course we have Tiger Dash right behind us, who kind of comically has been stalking Olivia and I the whole time. So I'm gonna just zoom in to reveal his location now, and we can
That's
see
so funny.
Dash only revealing just as much as he wants to reveal, just the top of that tiger head and his tiger ears.
And he has migrated. He
Yeah,
migrated from the back of the
exactly. I mean,
habitat.
he started his stock under one of his perches and platforms back there. We were giving a little too much attention to Nova, it seems, and Dash taking the opportunity to get a little up the ante and get a little closer to his human friends over here. So we're gonna say hi to the folks. We're gonna check in with Dash, check in with Miss Nova here, and ultimately kind of keep it light. I want to do a little bit of a stroll and check in on the snow, but we kind of have a busy Friday across the board. Truth to tell.
We do. But we got some good time outside this morning, Judson, getting some content, hanging out with the cats as they enjoy one of our only snows this season.
Exactly. Carrie Miller, getting a little upset with me that I blew Dash's cover, and you're right. I should be a confidant to Dash, and next time I'll have to do find the tiger for everyone. Good afternoon, Kendra Ditto. Glad to have you with us on this snowy Friday. Zoom in and do a little expose you, Dash,
The
for the
eyes are even lowering
yep, for the
beneath the
excellent
pool.
stalker he is. Yeah, Dash has always got a something up his sleeve, doesn't he, Olivia?
Yes.
Chizzy checking in from Denver. Hope all is well. You're in the hospital, Chizzy. I hope
Oh,
you're safe and healthy, and maybe it's just something routine, but we're thinking about you here.
glad you could catch a live,
Yeah,
Chizzy.
yeah, hoping that's gonna kind of brighten your day up. I certainly hope it will at least. Jill M saying, I've not seen any live posts for a little while now, and Nova has grown so much. Beautiful big girl. Nova has. She really has. And And I think we know that Nova now lives next to Tiger Dash. Her and Alyssa switched habitats. It's also helped put some perspective to Mr. Dash here
Yes.
and how much he has grown, and how he's kind of coming, and Olivia, you can correct me if I'm wrong. You're the kind of, have a much more of a learned and experienced biology. You have a biology degree for that matter.
Yes.
So Dash is going to be, he turned 3 this past November,
He did,
correct?
correct.
And so, when's a tiger like Dash gonna stop growing?
He's maxing out. He's probably gonna max out at 4 or 5 years old, especially because he's neutered. But I think he's probably gonna top off at right around 400 pounds.
Okay, yeah, and so seeing, just mentioning, certainly Nova has come a long way and she is growing. But thinking that, Dash used to be in kind of one of those in-between sizes of, well, he's certainly gotten larger, but he's no Tarek or Noah, but Dash, you compare him to Nova now, and he is showing off his girth, his
Yes.
his uh his big frame, that big tiger frame.
He's big, but she's also petite. She's kind of a small tiger, I feel.
I agree with that. I agree with that. You can kind of think of Panda. She's a little bit more slight and smaller.
Although she does have growing to do. So she'll grow a little bit more. Look at that awesome ruff, Nova.
I know, and I love seeing the blue sky above her, seeing the sunlight kind of peeking through the clouds, that kind of contrasting the snow. Jill Finney, Olivia, you're finally getting a little taste of a Minnesota snowfall. You
A
bet,
little bit,
Jill.
a tiny, tiny taste. The roads are okay this morning. I'm a little nervous for Monday, but I'm sure I'll be just fine.
Yeah, I'm a little, admittedly, I kind of had been, telling Olivia and, kind of hyping up winter.
Yeah.
Like, you need these boots, you need these, snow pants, you need these gloves, and truthfully, yeah, I think you have missed out on a lot
Yes.
of, the things that make a Minnesota winter. You're still earning your Minnesota stripes in a variety of ways, but you'll earn your Minnesota winter stripes maybe next go around.
You did Judson gave me a whole crash course, probably in November or December, and it hasn't really come to use. So we'll see on Monday.
Hey, mister. Exactly. We talked about, the micro layers and just layering in general, Dash.
And Dash, you have that covered. You have a nice
Yeah,
plush
he says,
winter coat.
he says, I got this big tiger coat. I don't need any help.
Exactly.
And off Dash goes to Zoom. Nova, who we just saw, is perched way up on her platform over there. Unfortunately, she won't be able to get too good of a size comparison between these two. Kristen heard exclaiming, "There he is! He made it! Slowly but surely." Dash stalked us, and as always, Dash won. Hey, handsome. What do you think of this white stuff here? Says
He
I'm
says
gonna
it's
just. He says I'm gonna
fun.
take a seat in it right
Yeah.
here.
Handsome boy.
Yeah. Let's see here. Who is familiar? I've been seeing, some familiar names, some new names. Who knows Dash's story? Where did Dash come from, and how did he become a rescued resident here at the Wildcat Sanctuary? Did we find, Dash as an adult tiger or adolescent tiger? Did we find Dash as a young tiger? Is there anything, Dash, that anyone could tell me? I always like hearing perspectives. I hate it that I sometimes can lead the conversation too much, Dash, and I like hearing from our supporters and creating that sense of community that we all know and love. Lisa Henderson pointing out, I know I was there, the beginning of his birth, exactly.
Aw.
Let's see, who else? Henyata pointing out, I do. Indiana, I think, states correct. Went to rescue his parents, and he was a few hours old. A tiger surprise.
Correct, correct.
Yeah, that is a great phrase. A tiger surprise in the truest sense of the words. And newborn of Winona, her rescue, a big surprise. Exactly, Jill. Chizzy pointing out, I know his story. He was born a few hours before his mom was rescued. Daria, I do. I let someone new answer. Thank you for that, Daria. I know. I mean, feel like half the people in the comments could come and do my job for
Exactly.
the day. You guys are so well versed with our cat stories, and Faith even better, posting a link to Dash's story for those who want to learn more in detail. But exactly that, it's a collection of kind of all these comments that everyone's been sharing here. Is Dash was just a baby from Cindy Logan. Phyllis Hunt, Indiana, and his birth was a surprise. He was 3 hours old, and this was back in November of 2021. And exactly, as a matter of fact, I remember picking up the phone call. Um, as a matter of fact, as it always happens here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, things are always happening on top of other things happening on top of other things happening. And I was back here in the Welcome Center. Tammy was out with a vet team, and they're actually down at the AERC with Callie, who was having some medical complications at the time, White Tiger Callie. I remember picking up the phone. I remember hearing this is a USDA agent. We have 2 tigers and 2 lions that are privately owned, and the owner is wanting to surrender them. And basically, basically a chill going down my spine. It's pretty incredible to hear something like that. And I immediately got the person's information, called Tammy. She already knew the USDA agent, and it was literally the crew coming back with Callie after her exam at the AERC, which is off site, unloading Callie from that trailer, getting her safely into quarantine for her recovery, loading up that large trailer they had Callie in, and turning right around to go and get what we thought would just be 4 big cats. And as we've all pointed out here, there was a tiger surprise on that rescue. Tragically, Winona, as well as the lions, were being profited off of, rather. Their cubs were being sold off the internet. These people were breeding them to make money off of Winona, to make money off of Wally and Marlene. And Dash was exactly that, a tiger surprise. Winona had just given birth hours before us arriving. And Dash, the huge, as we're talking
I
about,
know.
soon to be 400-pound tiger, was just, man, I mean, he could fit in the palm of your hand.
Teeny tiny.
And it was a precarious situation. We had never cared for a cat that young here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, a tiger that young rather, and it was making sure that it was a day by day thing, it was a week by week thing, and once we knew Dash was going to be healthy, he was going to be staying with us as a permanent resident at the Wildcat Sanctuary, we were able to tell him about Mr. Tiger Surprise Dash and all that been happening here, in addition to just rescuing 4 big cats, discovering that a baby tiger had just been born. Certainly is going to go down as one of the most, among many here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, just jaw-dropping stories that there are to be shared about the cats here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. I mean, it's just incredible. Seeing some Dash memories pop up in the comments here, talking about Zupreme. Sydney Logan, that is so sad. Thank goodness the Big Cat Public Safety Act, for the Big Cat Public Safety Act. And exactly that, Sydney. I think, where Dash came from, what Winona was experiencing, Wally, Marlene, Marcus, they are just great examples as to what life was like before the Big Cat Public Safety Act, and now knowing that's never going to be a possibility again. And it's exciting to think that we're going to be able to have a before for what it comes to protecting these small cats. Good stock, Mr. Dashers. We're going to have a before, an image of the before that certainly it's going to be hard to think back that it was ever at a place like that, but we're also going to have an after where we're going to be looking at new legislation that's going to be controlling and governing the ownership of these small cats. And we're going to look back and say that we did it for the big cats and we did it for the little cats, and the fights that we've been fighting have been worth fighting for, and we're seeing the needle move, and it's just so awesome. Dash, little melted snow there, I
I
see.
know. So goofy. Couldn't be bothered to go inside to his heated water bucket.
Yeah. He says, I'll go for the melted snow instead. I'll go for the melted snow instead. Well, welcome, everyone. Having a blast here hanging out with Rescue Tiger Dash. We just kind of went over his whole story. And it's awesome to hear. Woo! Tiger Zoom is awesome to hear your guys' perspective of Dash's rescue first before we went in to talk about his story. We've been spending time with Dash. We have Miss Nova behind us. And it's really just been a nice, calm little post here. And as you can see, it's a little more white around the Wildcat Sanctuary grounds. Soon to get even more white as we're expecting. I'm not going to say any
Yeah,
crazy
easy
amounts
there,
because it
easy.
keeps fluctuating, but we're expecting more snow starting Sunday, and it could be a lot potentially. Oh, what do we got here, Miss Nova? He says, I've been waiting for this stuff all year. You think I grow this winter coat for nothing?
I know. She has a good one, too.
Yeah.
You're very fuzzy, Nova.
Yeah, and you got the ruff that is just so fluffy and circular, very circular.
It is circular. I love that she has this vantage point over her crazy neighbor.
Exactly.
I love her expression.
Yeah, but that's one thing about Nova is, we kind of saw her being, social for a moment, and just like Dash, they'll come up, they'll be social. They do like kind of getting their person quotient for the day. But then she's not attached to us at the hip. She knows that she's got a whole free roaming habitat where she can go and kick back and relax, and we like seeing that from a cat like Nova, who's social but also independent at the same time. Thank you for those 500 stars, Eileen Dunnan.
Thank you.
I very much appreciate that. And just because I'm curious, and I'm just trying to understand the Facebook Live platform. We see that you've given those stars, and it looks like they came from, or I saw an Instagram icon pop up on the top of the screen. You're not watching this live post somehow through Instagram. I'm just curious. It's something I kind of see popping up. I've been trying to point it out to Olivia. I just saw it a moment ago.
Okay. I'm curious too. I haven't noticed anything, but
And so if perhaps anyone can clue me in if they're watching this through Instagram, when we go back, we never see it live on our Instagram. But sometimes when people comment or give stickers, I'll get a little Instagram icon, and I'm always curious about it. So who knows, Miss Nova? The more the merrier. Whoa, what do we have here? Hey, Debbie Sam, saying hi to Nova. Good Tiger Chuffs. I don't think I've ever been showered with Tiger Chuffs.
yes.
And when it was like meeting Nova after her rescue, as with many of our new residents, we have our designated quarantine area where those new rescues get to come into an area that's designated and just means exactly what it is. It's a quarantine area. Nova's coming from situations where she could be bringing outside contaminations, like ringworm, upper respiratory, the list goes on. And so I remember going and meeting Nova when she was in her quarantine area and being showered and showered and showered with just about as many Tiger Chuffs as I've ever received in my life.
And
So,
she's been sharing those Tiger Chuffs with Dash too.
Very
she just
much
gave
so.
him
That's what I was kind of hoping to come over here for. Is Nova? She's walked into her shift here. The shift yard leads right up to her indoor building, and you can see Dash over here. She's chuffing at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
a good size comparison
yeah.
right
So
there.
here we go. You got a big tiger here, and a much smaller and
smaller.
younger, obviously, tiger there. Dash really kind of filling up the frame. It's not a one-to-one comparison, but at least you can maybe tell just a little bit the size difference between these two. Phyllis Hunt saying Nova has always been a very chuffy girl. Off you go, Dashers. She has been. She has been. And looks like we have a little chase happening here between the two. And I just love that. And I think Indy kind of carries that same spirit too of just life is bliss, and they are happy to be here, happy to be safe, and happy to be living such a peaceful life. And we get to kind of being reinforced by it with the Tiger Chuff showers that we often receive. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think, pretty guy? Let me catch up on some comments here. Shamefully enough, I was flying the drone earlier today. We were out doing all types of kind of videoing and documenting in the phone or on the snow. And of course, I've ran down the battery on the phone, and I lost
Oh
everyone. I've
no.
lost everyone yesterday.
Yes.
It's not at the critical point that it was yesterday, but
Okay.
I still feel a little bad that I kind of dropped the floor, kind of fell out from beneath us yesterday. So Phyllis Hunt asking, as well as Patricia A, can Nova and Dash be together? And that was kind of one of the motives behind moving Nova into this habitat, is to see what they would do. Obviously, it's not a shared wall, but it is a place where they're able to see one another. We're able to vocalize and obviously smell one another and share each other's scent. So that's in the cards. I think that can best be answered through Tammy. I think I will
Yes.
say you obviously can see that there is a size difference between the two. That's what why we were cautious about Indy and Nova, because Indy was much smaller than Nova at the time, but lo and behold, it was Indy who just kept ramping up, up, and up during their play dates. But very simply, we got to establish how they're interacting with one another, and then it's just kind of evaluating the size difference and the safety, and that's where I'm going to let Tammy really kind of go into detail about how they would make that evaluation and why Miss Nova or why Dash and why Miss Nova would have a play date or why they wouldn't. How old is Nova again? Asked Tanya Toner. Oh,
She is about a year and a half.
exactly.
Probably,
She'll be
yeah.
2 this June if I'm not
Exactly.
mistaken.
So getting there.
She's just about the same age as Prada, and
Yeah, that's
as a
true.
matter
That's
of
true.
fact. So we kind of, if anybody recalls, we celebrated their birthdays last June at around the same time. So, yep, that's exciting to think that she's coming up. It's almost her birthday again. Oh, what in the world? Where did she come
Oh
from?
wow, she's playing games.
Yeah. Well, it sounded like she kind of,
Came off the platform,
yeah, like
maybe?
she jumped off one of the steps to the platform. Were you trying to stalk Dash or stalking us? Yeah, Dash says, let me show up for this cute girl. Yeah. Well, it's fun that we're getting some interactions between these two.
Yeah, it's been very positive. I've enjoyed seeing them interact. Like you said, that'll be better for Tammy to elaborate on, but at the very least it's been positive through this hallway and them seeing each other, and that makes us very happy.
Yes, very much so. Yes, Dash, we are so happy because he's a cat who we have been searching for a friend for him for a
A
long, long
long
time. And
time.
Dash, we've tried friends. We tried see if maybe you and Winona would work out. We tried maybe see if you and Thor Jr. would work out. And there's nothing wrong with being particular, Dash. And I also think it just is a off to go into his indoor bedroom. I think it's a good and deserved nod to the caretaking staff for the fact that when they're evaluating these things, they aren't just saying yes. The cat's safety is at stake, and these processes, emerging processes, need to be calculated and need to be thorough. So, I like that we've tried and it and maybe they haven't worked out, Dash, but that just means that we're operating within the best interests of the cats involved. Yeah, we can hardly keep up with you.
I know, we're having a lot of fun.
I can hardly keep up with you, handsome.
And Nova's currently stalking us from her pool, Judson.
Okay, we're gonna check in on that
Yes.
tiger stock here. So Dash, you are looking rather adult sitting like that. Gosh. Okay.
Once again, a tiger's top of its head.
Yeah.
How we started the live.
Yep. Just it's been one stock to the other. And there's Nova. She says, "Hey, you give me these awesome in-ground pools. I'm gonna take advantage of it 24/7, 365, spring, summer, winter, or fall." It is fun to see that oftentimes the snow will kind of gather in the pools and toys will end up in the pools and Nova using her pool as a stocking pot spot here. Very strategic, as you can see. I want to commend Torben I want to thank you for sponsoring Miss Nova, and I know you're enjoying this live post, hanging out with one of your sponsor kiddos. You gave some stars earlier.
Thank you, Torben. We appreciate you. Nova appreciates you too, and here she
Oh,
comes.
she says, "Hey, hey, sponsor Dad," and then she caused Dash to start rocking it
Yes.
off.
They're having a good time.
Someone sits. It's a Friday vibe around these two tigers here. Feeling this Friday, Mr. Dashers. Jizzy asking, when bad weather happens, how do you get the cats to go to their indoor bedrooms? And so, typically, depending on the weather, oftentimes the cats are not asked to be locked into their indoor bedroom. If we're looking at high windstorms like tornadoes, things like that, or if the wind's exceeding 45 mile per hour gusts, we will then, yes, lock cats in. Not only for their safety, but also for our safety. If a tree were to go down and damage a habitat wall, we don't want a cat to have access to their habitat. So that is a huge thing, and one thing that I would love for Tammy to go over is just in detail all of the emergency weather protocol that we have and how it varies in winter, how it varies during summer for tornado season or flooding season or wildfires. As you'd expect, we have a detailed and thorough plan to make sure that all cats and people are safe in those situations.
And as far as this weekend's storm, we even got an email today. So prep has already started. We want all hands to be on deck, and so human safety comes first, the cat safety, of course. And like Judson said, just lots of preparation goes into something like this.
That's right. Yeah, it sounds like some staff and intern will be staying over on Sunday night when there's going to be the heaviest snow. And so what they'll do is they'll probably do midnight rounds where they'll go and kind of check the conditions of how the snow is falling and if maybe it's gathering up on some habitats. And obviously, too, we have this awesome new closed security camera system, which is going to help them observe and report on the condition of the snow, too. So, yeah, lots of things to keep in mind when it comes to keeping all the cats here safe and lots of people to keep safe, too, certainly.
But sort of going back to the original question, to get cats to lock in, it's just food. They love food.
Yeah, and I really, it is fun to see that the cats, they certainly have choices, but they know what's what, and they know what a chicken thigh is. They know
Sure
what a
do.
beef piece is. They know what one of their quails or rabbits are. So, I think many of the cats here have a good understanding that food is food, and wherever that food is popping up, they will go.
And they also understand that their caretakers are probably going to be giving them some fun enrichment inside or even extra snacks, so they definitely oblige. They don't mind.
Exactly.
That one scared me a little,
Yeah.
Judson.
Yeah, I heard just a
Goodness.
boom, 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 and it sounded like Superman flying by
know.
us. Oh,
Oh,
okay, all right. So that looks like the one game that you put whipped cream on, and like everybody slowly turns the notch, and it doesn't flick until.
Yes, that was you, Dash.
Yeah, so
Yes.
Dash had fresh snow that was kind of sitting on his like polygonal trapezoid toy here. This is a fun little new addition to some of our toys about a year ago. It's pretty much exactly like I said. It looks like a tube TV. It's almost just like a
Yeah.
trapezoid. And well, Dash flicked that thing up, and voila, he's got a face full of powder.
Yeah.
And he says,
And he's not bothered by
he
it
says,
either.
I'm no worse for the wear.
I caught Shazam out in his habitat this morning, and it was a similar face. His face was full of snow too. So.
Yeah. And then Winona, or rather Nova, is trying to jockey for cutest tiger here, but there are no winners in that situation, Miss Nova.
He's showing off.
Yeah.
He says, "Look at me
He
go."
says, I'll show. This is how you play right here. Holy cow, mister.
You're so strong.
You are so formidable, Dash. I'm so happy that we're all enjoying ourselves with such a special tiger. We've got to talk about your story. We got to just fun over how special you are. I'm just having such a Such a nice time here. Oh, you got dumped on, Teresa, where you are in Michigan. We're supposed to be getting dumped on here Sunday night, and we are all ready, rest assured. But hope you're staying safe, hope you're staying warm. Pat Hamilton, look at that adorable face. Yeah, shake it off, Dash. Shoom! There goes Nova, there goes Dash. Yeah, I am just so happy.
Well, this has been so great.
Yeah.
I've loved this.
Dash going up to his mound there.
I know. More chuffs from
More
Nova.
chuffs from Nova. Yeah. Alrighty, Mr. Dashers, Miss Nova, Miss Olivia, and all the awesome people out there. I had fun today.
Yeah,
I
this
had
was
fun
good.
today.
The cats had fun too.
And certainly, among all this fun, knowing that these happy cats and all that they enjoy and experience here at the Wildcat Sanctuary is brought to them through people like you, through supporters like you, and especially now when your donations are going twice as far for cats like Dash, is an excellent time to make a difference for the cats here, and know that you guys are making a huge difference and 2 times the difference. But it's the weekend, Olivia, and we came back to a little snow today, and I think everybody can expect a lot more snow next week. But Dash coming to stalk us. But I hope everyone has a safe weekend, and wherever they are, if they're going to be experiencing some of the winter weather like us, that they're going to be staying safe. They're going to be doing what they need to do to get through it, as we certainly will be here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. But off Nova goes over here.
Oh, she's moving.
Yeah, and she'll do a whole loop here.
I think so, maybe.
No, she's buckled down on the ball. So I'll zoom in on Nova, and I will continue with my sign off here. But just so happy to have another fun live post here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. All the chuffs, all those tiger smiles are because of your support, and we're so thankful for it. So everyone have a wonderful and safe weekend. We will do the same here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, and we will see you back here Monday.
Bye, everyone.